Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1 and 2, and the topic for discussion would be recognizing the Lord's will from the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. And my name is Ishwari Lakshmi Priya Devidasi. So there are three case studies we are going to look at today. Would be Arjuna's case study, and then Pandava's retirement, and also the third one would be Parikshit's departure. And what are the key lessons we are going to derive from these examples? So when we look at Srimad Bhagavatam and also Bhagavad Gita, there are mainly two occasions when Arjuna was in so much of challenging times, especially emotional turbulence. The first one, the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, we see that he didn't want to kill his enemies, even though they were following the path of adharma, until he received the instructions of Bhagavad Gita from Krishna directly. He was not able to make a proper decision. So once he received and understood the Lord's plan and his will, so he acted as a nimitta matra. He acted as an instrument and executed the Lord's plan, and the outcome was favorable to the Pandavas and the Dharma. So the second occasion where Arjuna had to decide again whether to kill his enemy Ashwatthama or not. In this occasion, it was more complicated than the previous one, because this time it was a little bit more intricate. So Ashwatthama, the background story is Ashwatthama killed the children of Pandavas, the 5 children of Pandavas. So each Pandava had one son each. So he killed all the 5 children of Pandavas, and Draupadi became so much distressed, and she was totally devastated and broken down into tears. Seeing this, Pandavas, they couldn't check their own emotions as well, but at the same time, as Kshatriyas, they have to act accordingly. So killing each other is not a sin as per Kshatriya Dharma. At the same time, when we consider Arjuna or the Pandavas or Draupadi or even Kunti, they are all being soft-hearted devotees, as Prabhupada keeps mentioning about that, how they are very kind and soft. Therefore, the forgiving is their second nature. So this is also a quality of Brahmana or Vaishnava, forgiving. So when the situation happened, seeing the children, Draupadi was in tears, and Arjuna, as a Kshatriya and a husband, and husband of Draupadi and father of these children, he wanted to take a vow, and he took a vow that he would cut the head of Ashwatthama and bring it in front of Draupadi. So he left the place, and he went with Krishna. And knowing this, Ashwatthama ran for his life. And when he came to the situation, or he realized that no longer he could escape from the hands of Arjuna's bow and arrow, he wanted to kill Arjuna. So he sent another, challenging terms, like sending a Brahmashtra. So when he did the mantra, so Arjuna could see the inauspicious signs around him. Then when he inquired, initially he prayed to Krishna, glorifying Krishna's position. And then when he inquired Krishna, then Krishna mentioned that, yes, this is the doing of Ashwatthama. He sent this because he became weak. Ashwatthama became weak. He could no longer run away from Arjuna and Krishna. Therefore, he wanted to take some action, because he has always been a cruel person and following adharmic path. So it was easy for him to take another abominable action than following the dharma. So what he could have done is he could have surrendered. So in Bhagavatam, it is said that even Krishna mentions in the following verses in this chapter, 7th chapter, that when someone is sleeping or innocent, like fool or intoxicated, a child or a woman, or they don't have weapons in their hand, or if they're fully surrendered, to the opponent, then we should not fight against such a person. Such a person. So this is Yuddha Dharma. But this was never been followed by this Kauravas or, of course, on certain occasions they were following, but especially Ashwatthama, he did not follow. And even the killing of his 5 children did not please his master, Ashwatthama's master Duryodhana. Actually, the doing of his killing of 5 children is to please his master Duryodhana, right? But Duryodhana himself was disgusted by the action of Ashwatthama. So therefore he was feeling helpless at that occasion. So he wanted to escape from the situation, or from the killing of from the Arjuna's bow and arrow. Therefore he wanted to attack Arjuna. Therefore he sent the Brahmastra weapon. So Krishna says that this inauspicious signs you are seeing is because of Ashwatthama sending this Brahmastra weapon, because he did this helplessly and he does not know how to retrieve it. He only knows the mantra to send the weapon, Brahmastra weapon, but he doesn't know how to retract it. So the same thing happens when Chaturvyuha was formed, and when Abhimanyu goes into the Chaturvyuha, he only learned how to get into the Chaturvyuha. But again, he did that to protect the Pandavas, to protect the Dharma, to protect the citizens of the world. Therefore, he took the risk of breaking into the Chaturvyuha, knowing that he would not be able to come out of it. So he took that risk 100%. And because he was following the path of Dharma, he was always protected by Krishna. And here, Ashwatthama, on the other hand, he knew how to send the Brahmastra weapon, but he does not know how to retract it. And also, he was not following Dharma, therefore he is not protected by Krishna. Even though Krishna is Shugarnam Sarvabhutanam, he is the protector, he is the well-wisher, he is the best friend of everybody, correct? But at the same time, when one doesn't follow the dharmic path, when one does abominable activities, then they have to reap the fruit of their own actions, whether good or bad. They have to reap their own fruits. So this time, Ashwatthama went beyond the normal scenario. He wanted to attack Arjuna by sending the Brahmastra weapon, knowing the danger it possesses. So Krishna tells Arjuna that now you retract it. You know the mantra to withdraw the Brahmastra weapon, so you can protect this place, the world and everything. So of course, Brahmastra weapon, when it is sent, it's not like it would destroy the entire thing unless it is targeted that way. But if it is targeted for only one person, then it will only attack that one particular person. Like how in another occasion, Ashwatthama never learns the lesson. So because even though he is coming from this good background, he is a Brahmana, he is a son of Brahmana, he is a son of the spiritual master Dronacharya. He had all this, he had this right to possess all these good qualities of being a Brahmana, but he didn't want to be a Brahmana. Rather, he behaved like lower than a Sudra or Chandala by attacking the children and also the sleeping children. So another Yuddha Dharma one should follow is one should not kill or attack someone who is sleeping, similar to one who is intoxicated, because they are not in the right set of mind. Therefore, what is the point of attacking them or conquering them? It's not worth, or it's not valid. So now Ashwatthama, when he sent Brahmastra weapon to attack the baby in the womb of Uttara, Mother Uttara, so again the Brahmastra weapon was targeted right to the baby only. It was not targeted to anyone else. So he wanted to kill the entire descendants of Pandava so that there won't be anybody left. So that was his motto. This is a bad principle that he was following. He did not think through the consequences of his own actions and the consequences that's going to cause and affect the entire world. So even Duryodhana, when he discovered the action of Ashwatthama, he chastised Ashwatthama and said, so who will be left? If you have killed the children of Pandavas, who will be left? So no one knew at the time that Uttara was pregnant, and Abhimanyu, sorry, not Abhimanyu, Parikshit Maharaj was going to be born. And when he knew, when Ashwatthama realized that this is the case, then he wanted to kill the child, the last child as well of Pandavas. So this is a demoniac mentality, as Prabhupada says. So as we learn as a moral principle, live and let live. But in Ashwatthama's case, he wanted to live, but he doesn't want to let anyone live. So that's his motto. And coming back to this understanding of how you see this, seeing the children of Pandavas being killed by Ashwatthama, and now Arjuna, in the position where Brahmastra weapon going to attack him, and Krishna is beside you, and he is always with you. So he is there as Paramatma in everyone's heart, correct? But in Arjuna's case, practically, physically, functionally, Arjuna seeing Krishna face to face, and he is the counselor, he is the chariot driver, and he is a cousin, a best friend, and a spiritual master. He possesses so many roles for Arjuna, right? And also once he surrendered fully, he took the position of spiritual master, and also Arjuna knows Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So knowing Krishna's position, but also seeing all these reverses happening in front of his eyes, how does he see it? How will we see it? And how does Arjuna see it? So that's the difference between a devotee and a non-devotee. Or a devotee, also there are three kinds. One is, Prabhupada says in one of the purpose, that one is advanced in devotional practice. Their faith, their trust in Lord's plan and decisions very strong. Even during challenging times, that they would not go back to to their own whimsical actions or anything. They just stick to the plan of the Lord and just execute Lord's plan and accept whatever that might be, even though it looks unfavorable to their circumstances. They still accept it. And the second class devotee, not that much knowledge in or knowledge of faith in the Lord, therefore their trust or faith during challenging times is a little bit shaken. But the third class devotee, because they don't have jnana, shastrical knowledge, or strong sadhu sangha, and or strong trust or faith in the Lord, therefore they just collapse. They might even get out of devotional practice in total, and they just do whatever they were doing before. And this is a very unfortunate situation, correct? So we need to stick to it. So whatever that case may be. So even in the family life, when we see the loved ones not doing the right thing or not favorable to each other, they still stick to each other. But in today's world, unfortunately, that's not the case. The divorce happens quickly. Parents live separately from each other, and the children also have to take turns to go and live with the parents during the week or the weekend. This is very unfortunate situation, and this is not how Vedic system taught us. So whatever the case may be, you just stick with the family members and you live together, learn to live together. That's what we study from the Vedic literature. But the modern society teaches us you don't have to tolerate it. That's the first thing they say. You don't have to tolerate, you get out of it. Of course, there are time, place, circumstances when there is a threat for the life, then of course we need to make the right decision. That's why we need a spiritual master, bona fide or authorized spiritual master from disciplic succession, so that we can seek shelter of such authorized spiritual master when we are facing conflicting situations or challenging situations, so we can derive some lessons from them and follow their instructions. And Arjuna, how he followed the instruction of Krishna, we also could follow the instruction of Krishna directly through Bhagavad Gita and also from Bhagavatam. So we see this when Arjuna, understood and he retracted, understood the will of the Lord, and he retracted the Brahmastra weapon, and then he also caught hold of Ashwatthama, and he doesn't want to kill Ashwatthama yet because he's a Brahmana, but at the same time he wanted to give the decision making power to his wife Draupadi, so she can make the decision. So Arjuna took Ashwatthama in front of Draupadi, and Draupadi said, no, we shouldn't kill because he is a spiritual master. Because Dronacharya is no more, but still Ashwatthama is there as a representation of his spiritual master, Dronacharya. Therefore, we should not kill Ashwatthama. That was her decision. So she also felt very emotional that she doesn't want Ashwatthama's mother to feel the same emotional turbulence of losing the child and feeling that loss of a loved one. So Draupadi doesn't want that to happen, same situation to have happened to the mother of Ashwatthama. This is another nature of a devotee, being soft-hearted, forgiving, and tolerating and accepting the plan of the Lord. So these are some of the qualities of devotees that we can learn from this episode. And second example, Pandava's retirement. So again, we see this from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, and it is in chapter 15 especially. So the main theme here we learn from Pandava's retirement is detachment. See, in this modern society, again, people doesn't want to lose their position, whatever that is. They don't want to lose their ego, their prestige, their dignity, their position and possessions and whatnot. So they want to stick to it, whatever it might be. They wanted to stick to it, and therefore the detachment, the thing is not doesn't exist. Almost it doesn't exist in this modern world. If one doesn't practice Vedic way of life, and if they don't follow Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, then detachment is not in their dictionary at all. So detachment is when it's not that prematurely you give up on your duties or your possessions or anything and get out of it. It's not like that. But this is more about how you see that what is the will of the divine and what I should do next. So when Pandavas saw that Yadu dynasty was annihilated by the plan of the Lord, see one in the society, people killing each other, protecting each other, it's just common. We see that. And again, when we see from the holistic perspective, this is all divine arrangement. So we see that collective karma or individual karma, and people are killed or people meeting an accident at the same time at the same place, and a mass killing happen or mass dying happens in certain scenarios, then we see that this is not a coincidence, correct? Nothing is coincidence. So everything is arranged or orchestrated by the will of the Lord. So when Yadu dynasty was annihilated by the plan of the Lord, and after Krishna leaving, then as a leader of the Pandavas and the world, Yudhishthira Maharaj, who always stick to the dharmic path, he understood and realized now this is our time to leave this royal life, a royal order of life, and therefore we also follow the path of Krishna. So we renunciate from this affair, the daily affair of life, and we just renunciate or detach from this, and we just go and you know, to the forest and or to go to the east and do the meditation and surrender fully to the Lord. So this won't come easily, but those days this is common. So kings like Bharata Maharaj or Dasharatha Maharaj. Dasharatha Maharaj, of course, he died thinking of the Lord. That is also there, but they all have this plan in their mind. This is what they wanted to do next by leaving the kingdom. So Dasharatha Maharaj wanted to leave the kingdom to Ramachandra, and then he wanted to take a break, and not break, he just wanted to retire, that's all. And then he just wanted to go and take salvation that way, to go to the path of salvation. So this is very common in those Vedic days, but these days we don't see that at all. So they don't want to retire from work life or the family life. They just wanted to always stay in that entanglement and go through this cycle of repeated birth and death. And they like it. They wanted to you know, enjoy it, even though most of the time we suffer through this situation, but hoping that we will be enjoying you know, one day, but they keep following or chasing after this. Prabhupada says hope after hope. And this is all false hope, unfortunately. Unless we take the path of the divine, follow the path of the Bhagavad Gita's teachings, Prabhupada's teachings through this shastras like Bhagavatam, we won't be able to learn the Jnana Vairagya. So through bhakti, the Jnana and Vairagya automatically comes. So no need to worry about it. So Pandavas also take this retirement decision, which is, see, when one doesn't possess anything, detaching or renunciating from the family life because the family members don't love him, that he doesn't have any possessions, no one respects him in the village or the town, so no point, you know, staying there. So he wanted to, because of frustration he leaves. Kunti Maharani says in one of the verses that one get extremely frustrated in the material life, then they take the path of this kind of spirituality. So that is true, but that doesn't even count. You don't have anything, what are you renunciating from? That's what Prabhupada says, right? But here you see that Pandavas have very good high reputation, royal order of life, and good wives, and still they made this good decision. Yat yat acharati shrestha tat tat eda ivara janaha. So great people do, common people follow. So they wanted to be a role model. So when Yudhishthira Maharaj made the decision, all the rest of the Pandavas also followed the footsteps of Yudhishthira Maharaj. And the last example we are going to see is Parikshit Maharaj's departure. So this we will be seeing from chapter 19. So in Parikshit Maharaj's case, he was given only 7 days to live. The curse he could easily retaliate. He could easily counter curse. But as soon as he received that news of that he's going to die in 7 days, he took that as an arrangement of the Lord. Similar to Vidura, when he was insulted by Duryodhana in the assembly, Hastinapur palace, and Dhritarashtra asked Vidura to leave the bow and arrow here and leave the palace. Vidura did not take that as an insult. He did not take that as an offense either. He took that as an opportunity to go and search for spirituality, more devotional practice, and before go see Krishna, he wanted to purify himself, because he was all these years of his life from birth, he was always in the political position, and he was the chief minister. So he wanted to purify himself because he was involved in that sangha. It's not a favorable association, rather it was unfavorable association to bhakti, but still he was there. He accepted and tolerated that asat sangha, because that was also the arrangement of the Lord. But now when he was asked to leave the palace by Dhritarashtra, Vidura took as a blessing of the Lord again, so that now he can go out and search for purify himself and hear more about the Lord's glories, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, and then go see Krishna directly. So that was his plan. So this is how seeing the life's trials as opportunity for spiritual growth and surrender. So when calamities happen, like Kunti Maharani also says, I wanted to have more calamities so that I can see you more and more, even in our lives. Even if one follows the devotion sincerely or occasionally, whenever there are reversals in their lives, immediately take shelter of someone superior. Correct? When they need of money, they go to someone who possesses more money than them, who could help them. Correct? Or if they needed support for health, then they go to doctors. Similarly, when they realize that this is something beyond the capacity of these mortal human beings, a doctor or a big rich man or a collector or big position holder, whatsoever, they can't do this. Only someone superior who could do this, then they take the shelter of the Lord. And Krishna says that even if they go to if they go and worship the demigods, Krishna allows them and gives them the faith so that they can at least follow that path correctly. Even if they don't immediately come to the path of Krishna consciousness, at least they can take the path of devotional practice at lower level by worshipping the demigods. It's nothing wrong. Prabhupada says in one of the purport that it's not what do you say? It's not that you're stopped from from worshipping the demigods. It's just not approved in shastras. That even sarvakama akama sarvakama va moksha kama udarati tivrena bhakti yogena yajate purusham param. So whatever one you have a desire or you don't have a desire, you want mukti or bhukti, whatever that case may be, worship that Ishvara, Parama Purusha. So that's what Shastra suggests. Again, it's not condemned, that it's not that we are stopped or anything from worshipping, it's just not approved. That's all Prabhupada says. And in Krishna book also, in detailed purport, Prabhupada says about how when Rukmini was kidnapped by Krishna, and Rukmi, the elder brother of Rukmini, he took a vow that he would bring back Rukmini and kill Krishna. Otherwise, he would not come back to the city. And he took the vow and left. And of course, he was doing all these abominable activities and joining other kings. But the other kings left him after particulars. They only helped him for some extent. And then after a certain stage, they just said, look, this is a familial problem between Rukmi and Krishna and their family members. So we don't have to get involved and break the reputation with with Krishna or Yadu dynasty or anything like that. So therefore we just need to leave. So they all left. So when Rukmi was by himself, of course, Krishna wanted to kill, but at the same time, when Rukmini pleaded to Krishna, she prayed that whatever Rukmi did was, he was thinking, according to his knowledge, he thought Krishna was not suitable fit to Rukmini, even though everyone else was thinking or having they were fully convicted that Krishna is the best fit for Rukmini, but but except Rukmi. So that's the case. This is the demoniac quality again, that one doesn't accept the Lord's qualities. So when Krishna, instead of killing, after the prayers from Rukmini, instead of killing, he shaved the head of Rukmi here and there. So that is equal to killing. So looking at this, Balarama actually convincing Rukmini to make her understand whatever that Rukmini is seeing, this is all Lord's will. Even though he acknowledges, Balarama acknowledges that Rukmini's position Rukmi's position and Krishna's position as a Kshatriya, fighting amongst each other, between each other is not uncommon. So Krishna is a Kshatriya now, even though he was a Vaishya back in Vrindavan, but once he came to Dwaraka, Mathura, Dwaraka, he became a Kshatriya. So it is the duty of a Kshatriya to kill the enemy. And when Krishna kidnapped the sister of Rukmi, as a Kshatriya, Rukmi wanted to attack Krishna. That is not uncommon either. So this is called Rakshasa marriage, Prabhupada says. So when a king or prince kidnaps the girl from the other kingdom and marries her, this is called Rakshasa. The marriage, this is accepted as well back in those days. But Rukmi was so much envious of Krishna, he doesn't want the marriage to occur. So that's why he was taking all these risks. But anyway, Balarama was giving a big lecture to Rukmini to make her understand that this is the will of the Lord. By the arrangement of the Lord, this happened. So again, we see throughout the Bhagavatam, Vidura's case, Kunti Maharani's case. Now we have seen 3 case studies: Parikshit Maharaj departure, or Arjuna's dilemma, whether to kill the enemy or not to kill the enemy, and how Pandavas retired for higher purpose, higher spiritual purpose. So these things we see from Srimad Bhagavatam again and again in the lens of Lord's will, the Lord's plan. So simply when we accept and tolerate, we just see that these all opportunities for our own advancement, we become so peaceful. Otherwise, what happens is, why this happened to me? Why this not happened to me? When we question Lord's plan indirectly or directly, or intentionally or unintentionally, that's not going to give any peace to us. So something happened. So let's say we went to the temple. We took a big austerity to go visit the temple, and we were not able to see the darshan of the Lord at all, or nicely to our heart's content. Okay, this is a simple example, but it's a very sentimental and personal circumstance between the Lord and the devotee who took that austerity to go see, to take the darshan of the Lord, but he was not able to see. Then how he feels is, okay, so I took an endeavor to come see this Lord, but maybe this is not the time that Lord wanted to see me. But of course, Lord as Paramatma, he's seeing within, and he can see from outside also, but he hasn't allowed me to take the darshan of the Lord this time. So this means he is allowing me to come another time with even more eagerness and curiosity or love to come see the Lord and take darshan. So definitely the next time the devotee comes, he would have more love and eagerness to take darshan of the Lord with more discipline and more sincerity. Correct? So this is what Krishna wanted as well, and that's what he did in Narada's situation as well. When Narada Muni saw, when he did the meditation, he saw the glimpse of Krishna's darshan. He wanted more of it, but then Krishna said, not this in this lifetime, Narada Muni, next life. So you need to do more, because this is very childish practice you are doing, devotional practice. I want more from you. So Krishna disappeared. So this is what Krishna does. When Krishna doesn't give the blessing explicitly, means the blessing still in disguise, that we need to wait and to see the revelation from the Lord. So we need that patience. So when we are not able to tolerate the situation or accept the situation or acknowledge it or put trust in Krishna's plan, that's when you need to seek the shelter of a guru and shastras, sadhus, guru, sadhu and shastras. That way we receive that mentorship, therefore we can go to the next level in spiritual path. Otherwise, what happens, we either leave this devotional practice or get devastated and not able to move further. That's not going to help. In both cases, it's not going to help. So these are the few things that we already discussed. Guru, sadhu and shastra, we take shelter of. That way we will be able to pass the situation. So everything is temporary. The material world is temporary. Then what to speak of this temporary calamities that we face. So Prabhupada says the Lord's arrangement is perfect for all beings, all living beings, even if not immediately apparent. Thank you very much, and we see you in the next session. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.